All glories to Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. All glories to Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Madhya Lila, Chapter 9, Text 156. Maniryata vibhagena nila pitidibir yuta rupa bedam avapnoti jana bedat tatachuta. Translation. When the jewel known as Vaidurya touches other materials, it appears to be separated into different colors. Consequently, the forms also appear different. Similarly, according to the meditational ecstasy of the devotee, the Lord, who is known as Achyuta, infallible, appears in different forms, although he is essentially one. Purport. This is a verse quoted from Sri Narada Pancharatra. Text 157. Bhatakeha kahanami jiva pamahara kahantumi sei Krishna sakshat isvara. Translation. Vyankara Bhatta then said, I am an ordinary fallen living entity, but you are Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. Text 158. Agadha isvara lila kichui na jani tumi ei kahasei satya karimani. Translation. The transcendental pastimes of the Lord are unfathomable, and I do not know anything about them. Whatever you say, I accept as the truth. Purport. This is the way to understand the truth about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. After hearing Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna said very much the same thing. Sarvam etad rutam manye, yan mam vadasi keshavam. Nahi te bhagavan vyaktim vidur deva na danava. O Krishna, I totally accept as truth all that you have told me. Neither the gods nor demons, O Lord, know thy personality. Bhagavad Gita 10.14. Vyankata Bhatta says very much the same thing to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is not possible to understand the truth about the pastimes of the Lord simply by using our own logic, argument, and academic education. We must receive bona fide information from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, just as Arjuna received information when Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita. We have to accept Bhagavad Gita or any other Vedic literature in good faith. These Vedic literatures are the only source of knowledge. We must understand that we cannot comprehend the absolute truth by the speculative process. Text 159. More Purna Kripa Kaila Lakshmi Narayana Tandra Kripaya Painu Tomara Charana Darashana. Translation. I have been engaged in the service of Lakshmi Narayana, and it is due to their mercy that I have been able to see your lotus feet. Text 160. Kripakari kahile mori krishnera mahima yandra rupa gunya sparyera keha napaya simha. Translation. Out of your causeless mercy, you have told me of the glories of Lord Krishna. No one can reach the end of the opulence, qualities, and forms of the Lord. Text 161. Ebhesa janina Krishna bhakti sarvo pari kritarte kari le more kahi le kripakari. Translation. I can now understand that devotional service unto Krishna is the supreme form of worship. Out of your causeless mercy, you have made my life successful simply by explaining the facts. Text 162. Etabali bhatapadila prabhura charane kripakari prabhutandre kaila alingane. Translation. After saying this, Venkata fell down before the lotus feet of the Lord, and the Lord, out of his causeless mercy, embraced him. Text 163. Chaturmasya Purnahaila Bhata Agyalana Dakshina Chalila Prabhu Sri Ranga Dekhiya. Translation. When the period of Chaturmasya was completed, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took permission to leave Venkata, and after visiting Sri Ranga, proceeded further towards southern India. Text 164. Sangete cha lila bhata nayaya bhavane tanre vidaya dila prabhu aneka yatane. Translation. Venkata did not want to return home, but also wanted to go with the Lord. It was with great endeavor that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bade him farewell. Text 165. Prabhura viyoge bhata haila achetana Eirange lila kare sachira nandana. Translation. When he did so, Venkata fell down unconscious. Such are the pastimes of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the son of Mother Sachi, at Sri Ranga Kshetra. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports to the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrta Madhya Lila, 9th chapter, first part, describing Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's travels to the holy places. Okay. Text 166. It was the end of the first volume. Rasapa Parvate Chali Aila Gaura Hari Narayana Dekhila Tanha Nati Stuti Kari. Translation. When the Lord arrived at Rasaba Hill, he saw the temple of Lord Narayana and offered obeisances and various prayers. Purport. Rasaba Hill is in southern Karnataka, in the district of Madura. 12 miles north of Madura city is a place called Anagada, Malaya Parvata, which is situated within the forest of Kutakachala. Within this forest, Lord Rasabhadev burned himself to ashes. Now this place is known as Palni Hill. Text 167. Parmananda Purita Hanrahe Chaturmasa Suni Mahaprabhu Gela Puri Gosha Nirapasa. Translation. Paramananda Puri was staying at Rasaba Hill, and when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this, he immediately went to see him. Text 168. Puri Gosha Nira Prabhu Kaila Charana Vandana Preme Puri Goshani Tandre Kaila Alingana. Translation. Upon meeting Paramananda Puri, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu offered him all respects, touching his lotus feet, and Paramananda Puri embraced the Lord in ecstasy. Text 169. Tinadina preme donhe Krishna katarange seive pragare tonhe rahe eka sange. Translation. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed with Paramananda Puri in a Brahmana's house where Paramananda Puri was residing. Both of them passed 3 days there discussing topics of Krishna. Text 170. Puri Gosha Nibale Yami Yaba Purushotame Purushotama Deki Gaude Yaba Ganga Snane. Translation. Paramananda Puri informed Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that he was going to see Purushottama at Jagannath Puri. After seeing Lord Jagannath there, he would go to Bengal to bathe in the Ganges. Text 171. Prabhu kahe tumi punha esha nila chale ami se tu banda hoite asi balpa kale. Translation. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then told him, "Please return to Jagannath Puri, for I will return there very soon from Ramesvara, Setu Banda." Text 172. Tomhara nikhatera hi hena vanchahaya lila chale ashibe mora hana sadaya. Translation. It is my desire to stay with you, and therefore if you would return to Jagannath Puri, you would show great mercy upon me. Text 173. Etabali tandratane ei agyalana dakshine chalila prabhu harashitahana. Translation. After talking in this way with Paramananda Puri, the Lord took his permission to leave and departed for southern India. The Lord himself was very pleased. Text 174. Paramananda Puri tabe chali la nila chali Mahaprabhu chali chali aila Sri Saile. Translation. Thus Paramananda Puri started for Jagannath Puri, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began walking toward Sri Saila. Purport. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur remarks, which Sri Saila is being indicated by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is not clearly understood. There is no temple of Mallikarjuna in this area because the Sri Saila located in the district of Dharavada cannot possibly be there. That Sri Saila is on the southern side of Belagrama, and the Shiva temple of Mallikarjuna is located there. Refer to text 15 of this chapter. It is said that there on the hill, Lord Shiva lived with Devi. Also, Lord Brahma lived there with all the demigods. Text 175. Shiva Durga Rahetahan Brahmane Raveshe Mahaprabhu Dekhi Dunhara Haila Ulase. Translation. It was in Sri Saila that Lord Shiva and his wife Durga lived in the dress of Brahmanas, and when they saw Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they became very pleased. Text 176. Tina dina bhiksha dila karini mantrana nibritte vasi gupta varta kahe duwijana. Translation. Lord Shiva dressed like a Brahmana, gave alms to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and invited him to spend 3 days in a solitary place. Sitting there together, they talked very confidentially. Text 177. Tandra sange Mahaprabhu kari ista goshti Tandra ajnalana aila puri kamakshoti. Translation. After talking with Lord Shiva, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took his permission to leave and went to Kamakshoti Puri. Text 178. Dakshina Mathura Aila Kamakosti Hoite Tahande Kahaila Eka Brahmana Sahite. Translation. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arrived at southern Mathura from Kamakshoti, he met a Brahmana. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arrived at southern Mathura from Kamakosti, he met a Brahmana. Purport. This southern Mathura, presently known as Madhura, is situated on the banks of the Bagai River. This place of pilgrimage is specifically meant for the devotees of Lord Shiva. Therefore, it is called Shaiva Kshetra. That is, the place where Lord Shiva is worshipped. In this area, there are mountains and forests. There are also 2 Shiva temples, one known as Ramesvara and the other known as Sundaresvara. There is also a temple to Devi called Minakshi Devi, which is a very great architectural achievement. It was built under the supervision of the kings of the Pandya dynasty, and when the Mohammedans attacked this temple, as well as the temple of Sundaresvara, great damage was done. In the Christian year 1372, a king named Kampana Udaraya reigned on the throne of Madura. Long ago, Emperor Kulasekara ruled this area, and during this reign, he established a colony of Brahmanas. A well-known king named Anantaguna Pandya is an 11th generation descendant of Emperor Kulasekara. Text 179. Sei Vipra Mahaprabhu ke Kaila Nimantrana Rama Bhakta Sei Vipra Nirakta Majana. Translation. The Brahmana who met Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu invited the Lord to his home. This Brahmana was a great devotee and authority on Lord Sri Ramachandra. He was always detached from material activities. Text 180. Kritamalaya snanakari aila tanragare bhikshaki dibena vipra Paka nahi kare. Translation. After bathing in the river Kritamala, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to the Brahmana's house, but before taking lunch he saw that the food was unprepared because the Brahmana had not cooked it. Text 181. Mahaprabhu kahe tandre suna mahashaya madhyana haila kene paka nahi haya. Translation. Seeing this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "My dear sir, please tell me why you have not cooked. It is already noon." Text 182. Viprakahi Prabhu Mora Aranye Vashati Pakera Samagrivane Namile Samprati. Translation. The Brahmana replied, "My dear Lord, we are living in the forest. For the time being, we cannot get all the ingredients for cooking." Text 183. Vanyashaka Palamula Anibe Lakshmana Tabeshita Karibena Paka Prayojana. Translation. When Lakshman brings all the vegetables, fruits, and roots from the forest, Sita will arrange the necessary cooking. Text 184. Tandra upasana suni prabhu tusta haila asevyaste se vipra randhana karila. Translation. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very satisfied to hear about the Brahmana's method of worship. Finally, the Brahmana hastily made arrangements for cooking. Text 185. Prabhu Bhiksha Kaila Dinera Tritya Parare Nirvina Se Vipra Upavasha Kare. Translation. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took his lunch at about 3 o'clock, but the Brahmana, being very sorrowful, fasted. Text 186. Prabhu Kahe Vipra Kanhe Kara Upavasha Kene ita dukha kene karaha hutasa. Translation. While the Brahmana was fasting, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him, "Why are you fasting? Why are you so unhappy? Why are you so worried?" Text 187. Viprakahe jivane mora nahi prayojana agni jale pravevishe chadibaja jivana. Translation. The Brahmana replied, "I have no reason to live. I shall give up my life by entering the either fire or water." Text 188. Jaganmata Mahalakshmi Sita Thakurani Rakasha She Sparshila Tandre Iha Kane Shuni. Translation. My dear sir, Mother Sita is the mother of the universe and the supreme goddess of fortune. She has been touched by the demon Ravana, and I am troubled upon hearing this news. Text 189. E sarira dari bare kabuna yuyaya e duke jivale deha prana nahiyaya. Translation. Sir, due to my unhappiness, I cannot continue living. Although my body is burning, my life is not leaving. Text 190. Prabhu kahe e bhavana nakari ha pandite hana kena nakara ha vichara. Translation. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, "Please do not think this way any longer. You are a learned Pandit. Why don't you consider the case?" Thus ends our reading for today. All glories to Sripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmalacharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Hare Krishna.